William vs. Harry showdown. The explosive clash at Frogmore makes the possibility of reconciliation zero. Hello and a very warm welcome to LVT News Channel. After the king so unceremoniously kicked Meghan and Harry out of their Frogmore cottage home, it was pretty difficult to imagine Prince Harry ever setting foot on Windsor Castle's grounds again, even more so that his arch nemesis, Big Brother Prince William, had moved only a 10-minute walk down the garden path at Adelaide Cottage. But New Idea magazine has reported that Harry made a secret return to the home that he renovated with Meghan. In fact, he made a surprise appearance at a London preach by a legal hearing over alleged phone hacking by the Daily Mail newspaper. According to a well-placed source, no one knew Harry was coming except for Charles and William, who were told last minute as Harry's lease on Frogmore isn't technically up until after the coronation they couldn't stop him turning up on Palace. It was also reported that William and his family were staying at Anmer Hall in Norfolk for the children's Easter school holidays, but according to an insider, Harry and William did come face to face for a brief tense encounter in the gardens. Rumor has it they were both out taking a stroll. As the source, Harry had just got off his flight from America and was out stretching his legs when they ran into each other. It is thought that the last time the two were together in historic gardens where centuries where the royal relatives are buried was during a fiery confrontation between Harry William and their father after their grandfather's 2021 funeral. In Harry's memoir Spare, he talked about arguing with his older brother over why he and Meghan ran away to the US, and apparently Charles complained, "Don't make my final years misery, boys," and this time Charles was nowhere to be seen, leaving those two boys to face off in private. A source reports when Harry saw William his heart would have dropped. He has been very open about suffering from anxiety during tricky conversations with his family. But apparently he steeled himself and went over to exchange pleasantries. Now, somewhat surprisingly, word has it that Harry was wanted to clear the air a little bit before his father's coronation, which he is currently debating whether or not he's going to go to, and as for whether or not William was open to hearing Harry, well, sources are not so sure. William has made it very clear among his friends that he is done with Harris as a The book was the final straw, and there's no doubt that if he caught up with Harry at Frogmore, the younger Wales would have been sent away with a fleet in his ear. Perhaps that's why he had a face like thunder at the High Court last week. And a royal expert has warned Harry, saying, "Dear Harry, brotherly discord has existed throughout the passage of time. You are not special. You being the second-born is one of the most common dramas of human nature. You have been pursuing your supposed victimhood as a financially lucrative business model. The fact is William will be king someday and Harry won't, and that's a role that William is going to fulfill out of patriotic duty. He's going to honor his destiny as a parent next in line to the throne. In fact, thanks to Harry's revelations, we've got to feel the most sorry for William in this situation. He was raised from the time he was born with a destiny that was set in stone. Unlike Harry, who really had freedom to decide how he wanted to live his life as a prince to the British monarchy, he had way more options available to him than his brother ever had. And is it not ironic that the public knows a lot more about Harry and Meghan, the couple who quit royal life because they wanted to be private? Supposedly it's just one contradiction after another. Harry is such an immature 38-year-old man, and now he's making money off his family, and he is earning quite a pretty penny in the process. It's obvious this is the only way that he knows how to make money. He's trying to live this alleged independent life for himself and his family, but it doesn't look like he's being very successful. To quote Peggy Drexler, "Perhaps someday we'll hear from Harry as Harry, a man truly independent of the royal family from which he has claimed time and again that he desperately wants to separate. Until then we can likely expect more of the same negativity, blame, immaturity and victimization, which are qualities in fact quite unbecoming of a royal, but then Harry no longer is one. If they find the restrictions too much to handle, it should be possible for mine or non-working royals to opt out of the gilded cage, of course. But still opting out has to be something total, giving off not only their public duties, but also their public funding, their royal titles, their security, trying as far as possible to become private people. Ms. Drexler also said, "We leave viewers of the Netflix series to judge to what extent that has proved possible. I am curious to what is going to happen if they show up the coronation. I can just picture it now. Somewhere along that back row, Meghan is going to fall to the ground. She'll be clutching her belly, claiming that she lost yet another baby, that she just pushed herself to be there to try to make the royal family finally love her, something like that. I wouldn't put it past her. She wants to make sure that all eyes are on her. There is an old thing about publicity. Don't care what they say, just so long as they spell your name right now." That's a paraphrase, of course, but I think you get the point if you ask me. Meghan and Harry's privacy claim has just been used as an excuse to save face after they were evicted by the Queen back in 20. They assume now they were wrong, but they did assume that they will successfully capitalize off their alleged fame and celebrity. And then Meghan, of course, started in with the retaliation in the vengeance on the royal family, which is only blown up in their faces, and it looks to me like all their lies are now coming. They feel slighted because of the eviction, and so they're demanding apologies from the royal family, but they have made such spectacles of themselves. Have they not? And they can't blame anyone but themselves for the mess they find themselves in. It's quite a soap opera and shows no signs of letting. Now the truth of the matter is, we all have our lives to live. We all have our destinies to fulfill. We all have our crosses to bear. Harry is not unique in that, and neither is William for that matter. And at some point in time, all of us are going to run into some difficulties, but we've just got to make the most of it without complaint, and we have to turn uncertainty into success. I think that was kind of how Charles thought when he was asked about becoming king after waiting such a long time. He understood that to have that role his beloved mother had to pass away, and he was never going to rush that tragic event. Instead, he knew it was better to just wait patiently. It's what he was born to do. The oldest is taught, and the spare too, if they have the sense or smart enough to listen and learn. Unlike many people out there, they understand they got to step up to the plate when they need to. It is the family duty. So I'm just going to leave you to come up with your own opinion when it comes to Harry. I know I already have. The sad thing about Harry is that he does not have the smarts or the skills to do anything other than trashing his family. I'm pretty sure that marrying Meghan Markle was the worst thing that he could have ever done. If he had married somebody more appropriate, then he could have easily coasted along for the rest of his days, and he really wouldn't have had to do any hard work. I mean, the qualities Harry is showing right now are qualities that are unbecoming of anybody. I don't care if they're a royal or a commoner. He needs to get his act together. He needs to grow up. He needs to develop some ability to resist manipulation, and also figure out how to be grateful for the privilege and the love that he has gone throughout his life, and he needs to genuinely apologize to his family, his friends, and the whole country that he threw under the bus. And you, what do you think about Harry and Meghan? Please tell me your opinion below in the comment section. If you think my video is helpful, don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone else who would enjoy it, and please subscribe to our LVT News channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll be back to see you in the next